The views and opinions of the hosts or guests of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the management or staff of Intercom Memphis.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Rea. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Powersports. Now, here's your host, Larry Rea.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790, talking outdoors for the next 90 minutes as we close in on our 13th year on the air, coming up on August the 2nd or 3rd. I can't remember. It's the first Saturday in August, but it's around about that time. And Blake Morgan is our show producer, taking care of us in here. And this is the third Saturday of the month. That's right, third Saturday of the month. That means that Frank Barton from the Barton Powersports in West Memphis and Jonesboro is in with us this morning. Good morning.
I'm glad you said the third Saturday. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here on time.
No, you are. The third Saturday. You are here on time. And this is another bonus Wong. You know, he just happens to be driving by before he goes fishing this morning. Ron Wong is in with us, too.
Yes, I am. Good morning, everybody. And I'm sorry, Larry, to disturb your numbers of Saturdays. And I know you're thinking, what?
I'm all messed up with you. You know, I know that. You know.
I do that well.
It isn't. So we do.
Sorry, Frank.
Yeah. So.
It's okay, Ron. You were here the last time I was here.
That's right. Yeah. Well, he pops in.
Deja vu all over again.
So, you know, we're going to talk some fishing. We're going to talk about something new at Polaris as we get into today's show because Frank is in here for that. But, hey, everybody, you know, this was a big week down in Orlando, Florida, and I don't mean for Disney World and things along that line, but it was also the home of the International Convention of Allied Sport Fishing Trades, better known as ICAST, which I have been to many times in my long career, and it is an amazing thing when you think it's the largest sport fishing trade show, 10,000 members of the global recreational fishing industry. It's produced by the American Sport Fishing Association. It is if you've just gone to American Sport Fishing, or you just Google ICAST. I've been watching the ICAST TV this week, and it's got two ladies walking around interviewing people and everything. I haven't seen this next gentleman on the ICAST this week, but he'll
probably be on because everybody knows him.
Yeah, well, everybody knows his company, that's for sure. And that's our good friend Mark Copley from Strike King Lure right out here in Collierville. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, everybody. I'm sitting here in the Orlando airport waiting to catch me a flight out this morning.
And come home, right?
And come home.
I can imagine you're tired as anything because these shows will make you tired.
Well, he's got so much.
They will make you tired, but I can tell you I am stoked. What a great show it was. My gosh, there were so many people here. Strike King booth, you couldn't even move in it every single day. It was absolutely incredible.
Well, you know, you guys are coming out with a lot of brand new lures for 2015, Mark, and one of them is a KVD 8.0, which is a shallow running crankbait that was used to win an FLW Tour event on Pickwick Lake by Gene Hackney.
Yes.
What a bait.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Greg Hackney, and boy, let me tell you, who would have gone to the gambling window and bet that a tournament at Pickwick, a ledge fishing lake,
Yep.
fished in the summer, would have been won with his power poles down.
Absolutely. All 4 days.
All
4
4 days. And he
Yeah.
brought to light what you talked about, the KVD 8.0.
Well, let's
And
talk
it's,
about
it's a huge, you remember the 10XD from last year.
Right?
Yes, yeah.
Well, this is a magnum-sized square bill. And the great thing about this thing, it's just like all our other square bills, except this one goes 7 feet deep, so you
Wow.
can get a little bit deeper. But it still hunts and moves and does all that like there's nobody's business. It's absolutely going to catch the square bill world on fire because I haven't seen anything else like it.
Well, you guys have come out not only with that 8.0 KVD, but you've got you got a bunch of new colors coming out too. I mean, I know Larry likes the sexy shad.
I like colors, man. I like colors. I mean, this one. Get this KVD 8 is it weighs 1.5 ounces.
Yeah.
To begin with.
1.5 ounces.
That's
and
good
it's
exercise for me. I'm just going to
almost
start
5 inches long.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it got 10 colors, but I don't know if you've named the names yet. Are y'all still? What's going to be the names? Do we know names yet?
Oh yeah, they come in all the great colors that our square bills come in.
What about
they
what
come
colors?
in sexy shad,
Yes.
chartreuse sexy shad, natural perch, orange brim, citrus shad,
All right.
sexy blue back hair. We've gone all 60s what we've done.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Okay,
and
Ron,
they should.
Ask him a technical question after I've blown his mind on that. We're talking to Mark Copley, our good friend from Strike King Lures. He's on his way back from ICast down in Orlando, Florida. 10,000 members of the ASS, the American Sport Fishing Industry, and he's talking about the Strike Kings, really what they're rolling out for 2015, actually. So let's roll on with something else.
How about the Rage Blade
Yeah.
Blaster?
The Rage Blade Bastard.
I mean,
now, this,
that thing
for
is...
those guys that like to go white bass fishing
Yeah.
or like to fish for stripers,
Yeah.
let me tell you, these little things are absolutely insane good. They're based off of the Rage Blade that we introduced last year.
Right.
Got a little different shape to the blade, but these things, when you use them like a traditional jigging spoon and just kind of jig them up and down,
Yeah.
they've got action like nothing else out there.
That would be good for schooling bass, too, just regular bass.
Absolutely. The great thing about this thing, you can throw it out there and kill it, and it dives right straight to the bottom, and then you pop it back up, and it vibrates and flashes, and it's really, really cool little bait.
Well, not only do you have all these brand new baits for the bass fishermen, but golly, you guys have really hit the crappie scene really big, and you've got some new baits coming out, the new Slabalicious, the Shad Pole CT, and I'm a big fan of that Shad Pole anyway, but tell all of our listeners about the new Slabalicious and Shad Pole
Say that
CT.
4 times. Say that 4
Ooh.
times. Slablicious. All right.
Well, you guys know Wally, and he's
Yeah.
always scheming and working and doing something different.
Scheming. That's right.
That's Wally.
How many swim baits have you seen for crappie?
Not very many.
No.
Not very many.
Yeah.
Probably none until now.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what the little Slabalicious is. It's got a little 2-inch rib body on the front and then got that thin little paddle swim tail. And the cool thing about this bait, you don't just have to troll it on like a little jig head. You can throw it out there and cast it and let it kill and let it dive down to a brush pile.
Yeah.
Unbelievable action on this thing.
And
Look,
it's-
look at
and
the look at the color on that baby.
I'm
Now,
showing
isn't that
Larry
not cool?
a
I don't
new
care if
color,
you don't
the,
even
the
fish.
hot pink and chartreuse. He
Oh,
loves
you must
that.
have the hotchicken.com in your
That's
hand.
the hotchicken.com.
Oh,
That's right.
man, golly.
That is our new color
Give me
Wow.
a
that we
break.
introduced this year.
That's a great color.
It's over at Frank's head.
If
Come on,
you
come
could
on. Yeah.
only
The
imagine
hot
what
You
they
got
chicken.
to go to the store and get you some hotchicken.com.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can you
that's
get
it.
that to go through the drive-through? I mean,
It's way too early for this kind of stuff, guys.
well, looking at the colors now, So I mean, this is pretty cool. Now this is coming out. Now when will all this? You debuted it down there in Orlando. When will I be able to go get the hotchicken.com or whatever it was? When will the?
You can get hotchicken.com now in the stores.
Okay. All right.
I know Academy carries them. There are several other big Bass Pro carries them.
All right.
You can always check on Google. Whenever I tell people if they're looking for something, go to Google, type in Strike King, put in the part number, and you'll see everybody online that carries that bait.
Well, what about the KVD, the 8.0? I mean,
They should be in the stores. Most of our new baits that are being released will be in the stores late August. We're starting to get shipments in of new product now, and by the time it gets to the orders are in and gets to the distributors and gets out to the stores, we're looking at late August, early September on most of our product.
Wow.
A few things are going to be a little later. We're still trying to get most of some of it in, but before the end of the year. And the crazy thing is, this stuff is technically for the 2015
yeah, I know
year.
that's what you're marketing at 2015 because you guys are already you're working on 2016. You got to stay ahead of the game, don't you? Really?
Absolutely. Hey, we're like the car dealers.
Okay.
We come out with a new car and name it 2015 before seeing 2015.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That Shadpole CT, and the CT I think stands for curl tail,
Curly
right?
tail.
Curly tail.
Curly
Yeah,
tail.
curly tail.
CT.
But that's a pretty big. The Shadpole
There it is.
was,
Purple with the
was
yellow
a
tail.
huge deal. But with that curl
And you
tail
want to know a little
wow.
secret about the shadpole that a lot of people don't know?
What's
Tell
that?
me.
Yeah.
Use it for a drop shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Nose
because that
little,
tail goes
right
crazy.
in the nose of that shad. And when you need a small, finessey drop shot, there's nothing better than that, and even the lightning shad that we carry.
Wow.
Both of those are awesome.
I wish my granddaddy was around to see these now. I mean,
The one bait that you guys are really adding, hard bait that you're adding, is the Lucky Shad.
yep, Lucky Shad.
Exactly. Minnow-style bait.
Yep.
And this fall is when that thing is going to shine.
Okay, all right.
The difference is, the technology and plastics have come so much further that you get the same action of a good wood bait,
Right.
but without having to worry about. With wood baits, you sometimes have to go through 3 or 4 of them to get one that runs right.
No,
You don't have
absolutely
to worry
right.
about that with plastic. They're going to run right the first time.
Wow, that's and again, that Lucky Shad is going to come in all of your popular colors. I'm looking at one
All the
now.
popular bass colors,
Is
exactly.
Sexy Shad and et cetera.
Well, and
We're back to Sexy Shad
not
again.
to mention,
Okay,
we're
okay.
also coming out with a walleye line, and the Lucky Shad is going to be available in walleye colors. So if any of you guys that get a chance to go up north, hey, use them on Sauger.
Well, use them.
that would be good.
Go to Heber Springs. Use them on Greer's Ferry. There's walleye in Greer's Ferry.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
We've got 3 crankbaits coming in the walleye line. So
Amazing.
Strike King is all over the map. We're crappie, walleye, inshore, and, of course, bass.
Well,
Wow.
Mark, we appreciate you taking time, buddy. But you have a safe trip back home. Thank you for all you do for youth rodeos and all that Strike King family. And we look forward to talking to you down the road. Okay, buddy?
That sounds good. Thank you guys for having me on, and I'm fixing to get on this plane and head back to Memphis.
All right.
Safe travel.
Come on home, Mark. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, Mark Copley from Strike King in our first segment. On Outdoors with Larry Ray, Frank Barton from Barton Powersports in West Memphis and Jonesboro sitting in. Ron Wong is going to be in and out. When we talk fishing, Ron's going to be here.
Love it.
Blake Morgan's our show for 2. Let's take our first break of the morning. Be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on Sports 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Powersports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. We appreciate Mark Copley from Strike King being with us from ICast down in Orlando, Florida, and we're going to continue on the road this morning, switching from Orlando to Chattanooga. And sitting in with me this morning is Frank Barton from the Barton Powersports in West Memphis and Jonesboro. Ron Wong is in this morning, but right now we're going to talk to our good friend Thom Benson. He is the Senior Marketing and Communications Manager for one of my favorite places to visit, and that's the Tennessee Aquarium and IMAX Theater right there on Chestnut Street in Chattanooga. Good morning, Thom.
Good morning, Larry.
Hey, you guys have had an addition to your family in recent days. And,
That's right.
to tell us what's going on at the aquarium.
Well, we had a new macaroni baby penguin.
Macaroni baby penguin. I love that. I love macaroni. So.
Well, these guys are the ones that have the yellow feathers on top of their heads. And they literally got their name from Yankee Doodle Dandy.
That's right.
Back in the day, stuck a feather in his cap and called it macaroni. And when the explorers in the early to late part of the 1800s and 1900s were down in the southern hemisphere, they saw these birds trying to be all fancy with yellow feathers in their cap, and so the explorers named them macaroni penguins.
It's amazing, Tom. Wow. You're just a vault of knowledge on penguins here, because particularly now we know that Chaos and Merlin had a little penguin baby. And,
right.
And that baby is, we don't know what sex it is yet, so we don't know if it's a boy or girl, so there's no name on it. But how big is a penguin when it's born?
Actually pretty small. And in fact, when you look at the difference between, we've got two different species of penguins at the Tennessee Aquarium in Chattanooga. We've got the Gen 2s, which are the third largest penguin in the world, just behind the emperors and the kings.
Okay.
And then we've got the macaronis, which are the largest of the crested species of penguins. There are several species that have colorful crest feathers like the macaronis. Macaronis do something kind of interesting, Larry. They lay 2 eggs, but the first one is about 30% smaller than the second one. And typically, whether it's at a zoo or aquarium or in the subantarctic where their native range is, they will kick that egg out or crush it in the nest, because usually that's not a viable egg, and the parents tend to discard that. Or one of the other theories is that they have extra eggs so predators can kind of steal that one, and then they can focus all their attention on the egg that is going to be viable. So their eggs are slightly smaller than the Gen 2 eggs. The Gen 2 eggs, if you can imagine a good-sized goose egg, that's about the size of it. But different than the egg that you buy at the store, which has a very thin shell, penguin shells are very thick-walled, because these guys build their nests out of rocks. And the parents are, relatively heavy birds, and they turn that egg around in that rock nest and then lay on top of it. So that egg has to be pretty sturdy to keep up with the birds in the rocky nest.
Wow. We're talking to Thom Benson. He's a senior marketing and communication manager at the Tennessee Aquarium and IMAX Theater in Chattanooga, about their Penguins Rock exhibit, because, as he says, there's a fluffy new face in the exhibit. And not only that, but you guys have placed a microphone in there so you can hear the chick.
Yep, there's a audio that's available. You can go to our website and click on the animals page, and you can find our Penguins Rock live webcam. We've moved that to kind of focus in on that family of penguins. And when you see him, right now he's 4 weeks old, and because of where they live in that southern hemisphere, they have to grow very quickly. So at 4 weeks, he's nearly as large as the parents now, but he still has the soft, downy feathers to keep him warm. Penguin chicks will go through 3 sets of feathers. They go through that very soft, downy layer that keeps them insulated. Then they will replace those feathers with another set of feathers, and then they finally get, at about 10 weeks of age, they get their swim feathers and are able to go in the water for the first time.
Wow. Now you can go to TN Aqua, that's TNAQUA.org, right?
Yep.
And click on that and find out the information about this. And the aquarium itself, Tom, for the folks that are looking for something to go, is a little short trip before school starts. Telling us there's a short synopsis about the aquarium itself.
Well, Chattanooga is just one of those really great family destinations. There's a lot happening in the downtown area. The aquarium has 2 buildings, the freshwater building, the River Journey building, and then the Ocean Journey building with the saltwater exhibits. We've got the IMAX 3D Theater, and you can go out on the River Gorge, explore. Creative Discovery Museum for kids is 1 block away. And we also have a new feature in downtown Chattanooga. That's High Point Climbing and Fitness. And a lot of people are enjoying going over there. And either one, you can sit at Big River Grill and look across the street and watch people actually climbing the face of this building, or the indoor climbing center has been pretty popular with a lot of families that have never tried climbing before, but it's a safe and kind of exciting way to do something extra in the downtown Chattanooga area. I was over in Memphis back in March, Larry, and I got to tell you, that drive, I took 72 across through Huntsville and came across northern Alabama and northern Mississippi, and that was a great drive over to Memphis. And then I took 40 back, and took that new loop around Nashville. And driving both to Memphis and back to Chattanooga was really a pleasant experience. And so it's not that bad of a trip for a weekend.
No, it's I know 64 will eventually be 4 lanes from here to Chattanooga, and it's a long haul from Memphis to Chattanooga. But the aquarium itself, it's been in operation how long now?
The aquarium, the original building, opened in 1992. The Ocean Journey building opened in 2005. And just this year, we also opened our new otter exhibit. For folks who have been here years ago, we used to have a small exhibit with just 2 otters. Now we've got 7 otters that come out in different groups of 3, 4, and even 5 throughout the day. So anytime you come to the aquarium, you're going to see otters very active in that Cove Forest exhibit. And it is really a pool party like no other. Those guys are feisty and just playful all day long, and the expanded habitat is 3 times the size of the exhibit before.
Wow, because I know I was there before the thing ever opened with the Tennessee Outdoor Riders. I've been back when they had the expansion and species of fish. You can see what's going on in the Tennessee River water system and things along this line. It is a wonderful facility. Thom, thank you for being with us this morning, buddy. Again, give them that information on how they can get tickets and things along information.
Yep, it's real easy. It's tnaqua.org, or you can download our free Tennessee Aquarium app, which Tennessee Tech University helped us develop.
Yes.
And that's available through the iTunes Store or Google Play. It works on both your iPhone or your Android device.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Thom Benson. You'll have a great one. Thanks for being on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Thank you, Larry. Hope you come see us.
Well, bud. Thank you. All right. Thom Benson. Really, that is one of the premier destinations for Tennessee guys, and I know that, and I like aquariums, and like I say, I'm not much on IMAX because I have a real problem with big screens like that, but
kind of wraps around you.
More than wraps around you like that. You know, you got to have a feel for it. You know,
sensory overload.
It is. That's that.
Right.
But the aquarium itself, Ron, you like fish. It's got every
Absolutely.
species that's in the Tennessee River
It's
system.
really an amazing place. I've seen pictures. I've never been yet.
Yeah.
And that is on my bucket list.
I like aquariums. I'm something about I had one when I was a kid, but it's not the same kind of aquarium.
No.
Those kind of things, you know. So
I bet you Frank has some over there at his store.
you ain't got
Do you have any aquariums there?
No, he doesn't have aquarium. No, no. But he does have lots of other toys, right?
I have lots of toys.
Lots of toys. And let's talk about a toy here.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk. What I know we can't.
I know what you want to talk about.
You know what I want to talk about. You know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the slingshot.
You want to talk about the Polaris slingshot.
I want to talk about the Polaris slingshot.
Wow.
What can you say about the Polaris slingshot?
All right, I have to be careful. I know what I can say and what I can't say.
Well, that's what I just want you to say what you can say. All right.
It will be introduced to the world 8 days from now.
8 days from now.
8 days from now, on Sunday the 27th.
Yes.
Wow.
And
But you can go to They have a website. You can actually go to the website.
you can go to
You can go to slingshot.com, PolarisSlingshot.com, right?
Right, and they got a Facebook page.
They got a Facebook page, and it gives you 4 little teaser videos.
Three of them are out right now.
Yes.
The other one will be out on Monday.
Well, I want you to know you can also go to lroutdoors.com and see those same videos. Okay.
You cross-posting.
Well, I wanted it because this is
what I can tell you about
all right,
the
tell us,
slingshot.
Frank Barton from Barton Powersports in West Memphis Jones, the Polaris dealer.
It's a very cool 3-wheel on-road vehicle. It has 2 wheels up front, 1 wheel in the back. It has side-by-side seating for 2 and a steering wheel. It is classified as a motorcycle.
Even though it has a steering wheel.
But it is classified as a motorcycle. So in Tennessee, you'll be wearing a helmet to operate it. In Arkansas, it'll be optional if you have a helmet or not.
It is cool. It's cool. And hold on now. We got an and
cool.
here.
And it's the most fun you'll ever do with your clothes on.
That's on the show here. That's right. That's Frank Barton saying it like it is right here. So undoubtedly, you have seen it.
I've seen it.
You have seen it. Okay. And it will be available at Barton Powersports.
I'm not supposed to say that.
Okay,
yet.
Can't say that yet. But anyway, he's a Polaris dealer, so just, you think about it and everything. But go to my website, lroutdoors.com, if you don't want to go to PolarisSlingshot.com.
Yeah, Ron's pulled it up.
Ron's pulled it up.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, Ron has pulled it up, so now we can look at it. And, wow, that is cool. That is really cool. Different colors and sexy shad colors, I'm sure. Multiple colors probably and everything. But Frank cannot say that, but Ron has pulled it up, so he has found it on there. But
Awesome.
it is. I think it's an industry changer, isn't it? It's one of
It's going to be a game changer.
It'll be. Yeah, it's closer to a roadster than it is to a motorcycle. So the motorcycle purists don't have anything to worry about.
No, they don't. No, I mean you can still get bugs in your face.
Yes,
you know.
And it's just going to be something. It's going to be a real cool toy.
Well, I can't wait to.
The practical aspects of it are very simple. You'll have a lot of fun with it.
You'll have a lot of fun.
That's the practical aspect of it.
Okay, and it's going to be out there on July the 27th. Really, is official debut of the Polaris Slingshot, which I love the name. And if you watch the videos, these people that have done it, it's pretty cool the way they explain the experience.
Surfing asphalt.
Surfing asphalt.
Like surfing asphalt.
That's what it is, and that's what it is. And I can't wait to see it around here. When Frank pulls up at the studio in his Polaris Slingshot.
Yeah, if you save me a parking place, I'll park right outside your window.
We'll put you right outside the window. You can bring Lynn over with you, too, okay? Just put her in there and come over here.
She's looking forward to it.
I bet she is, yeah. And then it's not going to be in camo green or anything like that. You never know. You never know like that. But the Polaris Slingshot, I wanted to get that in on today's show. Let's take our next break. Frank Barton in studio. Ron Wong will be in and out as we visit today. Blake Morgan is our show producer on Outdoors with Larry Rea on this July 19th on Sports 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Rea, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Powersports.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790 on this July the 19th, third Saturday of the month, which means that Frank Barton from the Barton Powersports is in with us, and along with Ron Wong, who anytime we talk fishing, Ron shows up. I mean, I
love that fishing.
Yeah, he loves that fishing, and he also loves youth fishing rodeos, and you know that's a part of my passion over these many, many years, and Ron has stepped in and helped out a whole lot in that, and we were really fortunate to be able to do the TWRA Mid-South Junior Fishing Rodeo back in June. But on that same day, another rodeo that's been along longer than what we've done was the Fishing for a Cure up at McKenzie, up in Carroll County, Carroll Lake. And they had a lot of water and didn't get to do it. But our good friend Steve McAdams from Paris, Tennessee, today's a go, right, Steve?
Today's a go, Larry. We rescheduled the event after the flood and all the saga at Carroll Lake, and many of your listeners may know from reading in some of the papers, the lake literally got washed away. So, and it drained itself, the spillway collapsed. So, we had to move to a new venue and a new date, and we're pulling it off with the seat of our pants. But we're going to do our best, and today's a big day here at McKenzie City Park.
And you're going to be at the McKenzie City Park. So, a lot of our listeners here. It's not that you'll be registering this morning, right? About 7 or so?
That's right. Tell any of your listeners just to grab some kids and head our way. And
Come
then
on.
This morning, we'll let them start fishing at 9 a.m.
You got plenty of time to get up there.
We've got a lot of great gifts to give away.
Yeah, and I know, Steve, tell our listeners the reason that you do this and why you didn't want it to even miss this year.
Yeah, we've been benefiting the American Cancer Society, Larry, from the start with our Catching for a Cure event. And the lake got drained and washed away, and we hoped to reschedule it out there. And then once we found out that the lake dilapidated and the spillway gave away, we didn't have a place to go. And so thankfully the mayor of McKenzie extended the hand of assistance, and we didn't want to let these kids let the event get away. It's been special for this community and for the region, actually, for a long, long time. And I know a lot of parents, a lot of kids were disappointed, and I was too, but we couldn't help the flood. And so we're going to pull it off. We've had some catfish stock Thursday in a little small lake here in McKenzie, and the word is the catfish are hungry. So we hope they'll bite. I think they will. And we're going to pull it off and do the best we can and have a big event and put big smiles on little faces.
And, Steve, I know it puts a smile on your face because tell them why you do this.
Oh, it does. Well, I'm a cancer survivor, too. Unfortunately, I had battled non-Hodgkin's lymphoma about 15 years ago, and I went through some chemotherapy and radiation, so I know what it's like, and I've been on both sides of the track here. And so we hope to fight cancer and teach kids how to fish at the same time. And unfortunately, we've lost a lot of friends and loved ones since we started this event. Many volunteers that used to help us are no longer here. So, you know, it affects everybody in so many different ways. There's not a single family out there that hasn't been touched by cancer.
Well, I know when Steve, in the long history of the Mid-South Junior Fishing Rodeo that Henry Reynolds did before I did, and Steve was always a part in that, took some of our champions fishing and things.
I sure did.
And I know how important. So now, before I let you go and I find out a little bit how fishing's going up there, tell them how to get to McKenzie Lake, this city lake.
Sure, this little city park is located right adjacent to Bethel University. It's on 530 Como Street, right here in almost the middle of town, but it's almost on the campus of Bethel University, and the ball fields are all around. It's a small lake, very easy to find and locate, and you find Bethel University, you found the lake, but it's easy to get to, and we're restaurant, got a big pavilion surrounded by ballparks, big concession stands, hamburgers and hot dogs being grilled, so we've got a big festivity planned.
Well, that's great.
A little rain, but we're going to pull it off anyway.
That's great. And I know that Ron's listening to this thing. He wants to know what's going on fishing-wise on Kentucky Lake.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, tell him he needs to go to that website of mine. That's SteveMcAdams.com.
That's right. There you go.
I'll give you some hot tips there.
Yeah, but I figured I'd get a real hot tip.
Hey, we're doing, we've had a crazy week here. This fall weather has been unbelievable. Nobody can believe it.
Great.
Yeah, it's great for
surface temperatures have fallen pretty good, too. I mean, it's like low 80s now where it was approaching 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, earlier in the week it felt like October. It really did, and it's weird. It's been a weird spring, and it looks like it's a little weird this fall, but nobody's complaining. I tell you, this low humidity, and lower temperatures has been great. Crappie fishing is still great up here. We're catching a lot of crappie in mid-range depths, 12 to 15-foot depths like it was when I talked to you, I think, last week.
Yeah,
and, the bass are still on the drop here. The ledges are paying off for the bigger fish, but you can catch a lot of fish shallow. There's a lot of bass running pin minnows around grass and tree laps and things of that nature. So if you can find some pin minnows around boat docks or shallow grass beds, you can still catch some fish shallow, especially on top water early in the morning.
Well, we're talking to Steve McAdams, a good friend from up at Paris, Tennessee, hosting today the Fishing for a Cure Youth Fishing Rodeo right there in McKenzie, right next to into Bethel University. Not more than, an hour and a half drive from Memphis.
It's not quite that.
Roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours. Just come right on up Interstate 40.
Yeah.
So throw
up 45 to Milan and straight up 79 to McKenzie, and some of your listeners in the region.
An hour and a half, and that's it.
Yeah, throw the kids in the car and going up there. The ages, Steve, are for what are your ages today to fish?
I'm sorry, what
are the ages?
Oh, I'm sorry, couldn't hear you good. Age 15 and under.
15 and under. Got lots of prizes and things along that line. And also, he did mention that website. That's give him that website again.
Yeah, SteveMcAdams.com. I've got a lot of information listed there, from fishing reports to the rodeo update and hunting and fishing and all kind of good yarns on there. And everything's true on there, by the way. I tell a few fishing stories, but
everything's true. Everything's true. Well, I tell you what, his fishing report.
Spoken like a true fisherman.
I know I pick up his fishing report on lroutdoors.com. It is a wonderful source of information. Steve, thank you again, buddy, for keeping this tradition going. I know it's been a rough road to try to get this back together and not let it drop off, but thank you for doing it. And
well, thank you. I appreciate the help. And anytime I see a little kid smiling, that makes it all worthwhile.
That does, Steve. Thank you, buddy. Y'all go catch them today, okay?
Great to be with you. Thank you.
All right. Steve McAdams. And, that lake was literally washed away. I know we were able to have our fishing rodeo, but
I drove by it not too long ago, and they had after the big rain. What happened is they got these steel plates across the dam that is actually their relief valve, if you will, and there was so much water against it and so much force. And the gate was so old. This metal gate was so old.
Yeah, it'd been.
I mean, it just kind of crumbled.
They had
And-
7 inches of rain in like 3 hours or something along that line.
It's pretty amazing what's left of the lake. I mean, there's a little bit around the dam there, and people are stopping off on the road and walking up on the levee there to fish Carroll County Lake.
Yeah, that's
or what
pretty-
was.
What was Carroll County Lake, and it's pretty unusual. And I wanted to ask, I hadn't had a chance to talk to Frank. All the duck numbers have come out, and I know you've seen them, and we're always optimistic. 43 million duck, the breeding grounds and things along that line, and it makes you at least think ducks, doesn't it? Not that you don't think ducks 12 months a year, but
I think ducks
more than that, huh?
every day.
Every day.
Every
But
day. Yeah, I'm encouraged because
and we're getting water. You got water in Arkansas now.
I got plenty of water.
Plenty
right
of
now.
water. Yeah, yeah.
So it's what's going on up north is those folks are suffering because of all the water and lots of flooding going on. But the bright side to it is lots of breeding.
That's
breeding
exactly
grounds,
right. Yeah, yeah. They need the
which will
water.
help us.
Of course, we need. This all depends on what happens come wintertime here. You never know. But Frank's gearing up, and this is the time. If you got your ATV, don't wait till September. Right? Come on, bring it on now.
It'd be much better if you haven't. If you didn't follow my advice that I gave in February.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah.
do your servicing after the season. Then do it now.
Do it now. And I know you probably got new. When does the models come out like
Model
that?
years have already actually started to change. I've been getting 2015 product in now for about 2 weeks.
Really, already
And
2015 in July.
Already got 2015 model year products are coming out.
Anything we talked about the slingshot.
Everything that they've sent me is just the same. Just the 2014 Ranger and then the 2015 Ranger. You can't tell any difference.
Can't tell any
It's
difference.
got one little decal different on them. That's the only thing you can say.
Different decal.
But the 2014s will have some extra manufacturer rebates that the 15s don't. So they'll be that feeding frenzy that we normally get.
Feeding frenzy. That's what you like.
It happens right after the new product show. This is Polaris' 60th anniversary as a company.
Is it really?
Wow.
It's supposed to be the newest. It's supposed to be the biggest new product introduction in the history of the company.
That's why the slingshot's
That's the
coming.
reason why the slingshot's coming out. That's probably headlined by the slingshot, but also new Victory motorcycles and new Polaris off-road stuff. So we'll see. The rumor is we'll see a larger CC, larger engine Ranger. That's just the rumor.
rumor?
That's just the rumor.
That's a
Yeah.
rumor.
That is an unsubstantiated rumor.
Now, he qualified that.
It's
Now
an unsubstantiated rumor.
of course-
I can substantiate the slingshot. I can't substantiate that.
But you can check all these out at Barton Powersports in West Memphis and Jonesboro. Of course, he has a lot more, several other
Yeah, but
things in Jonesboro.
and we'll be at the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing Show. We haven't talked
right.
about that, but you will at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll be there. Actually, that comes 1 week after we come back from the new product show, and it's always a challenge to try and get some of the new cool things in time for the
Where is
show.
that?
We've already been working on that.
Where is the new product show when you do that? Where do y'all go for that?
We're going to Minneapolis this year.
to Minneapolis. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we've gone to Vegas, we've gone to Minneapolis, we've gone to Nashville. So we're in Minneapolis.
So how
this
many
year.
Polaris dealers are there?
I don't know. Too many.
Too many?
Too many.
I know that, but he is the Polaris dealer for Outdoors of Larry Rea, and it's right over on the interstate, right across from the.
Right across from Southland Park Gaming and Racing, also known as the Dog Track.
We'll stop it right there for a while. Okay, all right. Go check out Frank Barton, and you open the day on Saturday at.
We're open at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. It takes him 45 minutes to at least to get all that inventory out.
About an hour now,
And then
because of the stuff next door.
Yeah, the Kubota's all next door.
Right.
I mean, if you just like
That's Barton Equipment Company
that's
next door.
Barton Equipment, but it's just cool to go over and just walk around and.
I want to go over there
and we got-
drive all that
Oh, we got
stuff.
something else here.
We're
What?
a Yeti dealer now.
You are a Yeti dealer?
We sell Yetis.
Right, Yeti coolers, and we'll probably be giving away some Yeti caps and a bottle opener on on our anniversary show.
Probably so.
Yeah, I know that. I need them. I
Yeah.
need them because those are. You would not believe when you give those a cap, a Yeti cap, and a bottle opener, what people go for them like
Hey
that.
guys, nothing tells your significant other I love you better than a Yeti cooler.
Sounds like an ad right there. Did a good job. All right, let's move it out of here. Be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on Sports 790.
way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Powersports.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. We're going to talk right now to... You recognize that music, don't you, listeners out there? Been listening to this show for a long time. She's coming in the room right now. It's a twirl. And
Absolutely. Here's my new move.
Look at that thing. Woo! That's pretty good for somebody who had dental problems last week, so you're doing good, all right?
Thank you. The anesthesia has worn off, and I'm ready to go.
All right, folks, you know that's our wonderful once-a-month Marty Marbry from the West Tennessee Tourism, and we're glad to have Marty in. Good morning, Marty.
Good morning, everybody. Is this not the most fabulous week ever with the wonderful weather?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
I'll take a polar vortex in Memphis in July anytime.
Anytime. That's the same thing. Earlier in the show, we had our good friend Thom Benson from over in Chattanooga at the Aquarium talking about their new penguin, which I think arrived about the same time as this cool wave came in. So I don't know if the penguin created it or not,
I think he did. I think the little baby penguin brought in this wonderful, cool weather that we're experiencing.
Well, I know there's so much going on right now, and this time of the year. Yeah, tell us what's rolling in mid-July here. It's not the dog days of summer, is it?
Oh, it is so not the dog days of summer. It is the let's get up and get moving days of summer in tourism in West Tennessee. Of course, guys, I'm going to tell you, make sure you take the time to go up to Reelfoot, do those Reelfoot Lake Scenic Boat Cruises.
Oh, love them, yeah.
You know what? Not only are they educational, but if you're in the doghouse during the dog days of summer, might be a little romantic boat cruise there on Reelfoot. How much fun is that?
Yeah, all boat cruises are romantic. I'll talk to Frank Barton a little more about that after a while. But
then you've also got the opportunity through October the 17th to still do the music on the square in Bolivar, Tennessee. What a great evening to go up, listen to some good music. So look at that.
What night is that? What night is that? Is that once a week or is that?
On Fridays, on every Friday night.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
It's local talent, and
yes, I've been there. Yeah.
Amazing.
It is.
You got to go.
Square makes you feel like you're right in the middle of, it's just a wonderful place. That's Bolivar, Tennessee, on the square in Hardeman County. All right.
Then you got July 24th and 25th, the movie series down at the Orpheum. This time it's for the girls. I don't know. Some of you guys might like to go.
What?
But the 24th is Steel Magnolias with that wonderful cast, Sally Field, Dolly Parton, Julia Roberts. It goes on and on. Go see it.
Yep.
The 25th is The Little Princess with Shirley Temple. You can't beat that.
That was just on the other night. I saw a little princess herself.
I love it.
Yeah.
July the 26th, Downtown Ice Cream Social and Antique Car Show in Paris, Tennessee.
Whoa,
if they've got ice cream,
I'm going.
I'm there.
I'm there. All
I'm
right.
there. July the 26th in Union City is the Sawyer Brown concert at Discovery Park. Absolutely.
Hey, now, do you know that I'm interrupting you here that Don King from the TWRA was part of that Sawyer Brown group?
I did not know that.
Yes, he was. When he was in studio here a couple of weeks ago, he informed us that. So I Don King with long hair and everything. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You know what? That is interesting information, Larry. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Then the 26th and 27th out at Parker's Crossroads, we've got an artillery and dismounted cavalry demonstrations.
Boom!
That is so interesting.
Bring
if
your
you're
earplugs.
into that, you got to go.
Bring your earplugs. All right.
And then that's not all.
Uh-oh.
You know, I try to give you the highlights, but there's so many highlights
Yeah, there
that
are.
it's so hard. But we've got, starting August the 2nd, the Waterfowl Festival at Big Sandy.
Yep. That's going to be. We're going to have a live report that day from Dave Gabbert up there. That is folks, August the 2nd. That's my 13th anniversary show. We didn't rehearse this with Marty. She's led right into it, but we're going to report because there are thousands of people that go to that thing.
Absolutely. It is amazing. And if you've never been, take the time on August the 2nd to be up there. August the 7th through the 9th is the big Rockabilly Festival in Jackson, Tennessee.
Well, that's a good one.
That is a good one. That's some great rockabilly music. August the 9th, Darryl Worley's Tennessee River Run in Savannah. That leads us right into the 9th through the 17th is, you guessed it, Elvis Week here in Memphis.
Elvis Week, yes.
Larry, there is all of that and so much more. If you want to know what's going on in Tennessee, go to tnvacation.com.
She is Marty Marbry, and she is our West Tennessee person. Thank you, Marty.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
Dance on out of here, Marty. Come on now. Let's get it, Blake. Find it on there. We want Marty's music. We got to set her as she goes.
I can't leave until I dance
There
out.
she goes. She's leaving now. Thank you, Marty.
Okay, see you guys.
See you, Marty. There she goes out of the building. Oh my gosh. Only one's got we got to get some theme songs for everybody. What we could do? No, I wouldn't know what I could do. But I was just thinking. No, river cruises. We mentioned that. And I like to throw this in because I've got to get my group together down there to come to the Tunica Queen. So. How's the river condition? Everything?
River's up. Got lots of water right now. Very unusual for
lots of
us
for July
this time of year.
Yeah.
Yes, we have. You just got just the tops of the sandbars are peeking out instead of the whole sandbars being out there. So,
but still, it's nice. This weather has got to be in. It hadn't been that really bad, so you can cruise around. So tell them how they can. Get information and
tunicaqueen.com.
Tunicaqueen.com.
Just go to the website. It's got all the information on there.
You leave, but you do a trip a night. I mean, how does it work?
On Fridays, we have a afternoon sightseeing trip.
Okay.
And
you have a dinner cruise.
Try to have a dinner cruise. Don't always have one on Friday nights. Always have them on Saturday nights.
Saturday night is a dinner cruise.
Two afternoon sightseeing trips and a dinner cruise on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then an afternoon sightseeing trip on Sunday.
And it's all right there at the Tunica River Park.
Tunica River Park.
The museum and everything is worth going in and see if you haven't been down there.
Pretty cool museum.
It's pretty cool, and you can also take the trip, the sunset trips. You just up and you're out for what, how long?
Yeah, if you don't want to do the dinner cruise, you just want to ride the boat for that, you can do a 2-hour sightseeing trip. We do, kind of combine them. You just don't get dinner.
Well, we got it on lroutdoors.com that you can get the information, and that's another one of Frank and his wife's satellites, so to speak, over there. But I think it's this time of the year. I'm trying to get my group together. I'm trying to because it's just it's a wonderful time to see the river, and I really thought about the river the other day because History Detectives, which I watch on Channel 10, had a thing about the Sultana.
I was involved in that. You probably missed me on the show. I was on it.
I was looking for you because you told me it was going to be on. It was a very interesting thing where they actually went out in the field where the boat and they did all this cool stuff. But you were in it. You didn't. I didn't know what part were you in. Where were you?
Well, I was background.
How far background? Did you wave?
Well, you just didn't recognize the back of my head a couple of times.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay.
No, I was. They just didn't use the part where they talked to me about my connection with the Sultana tragedy, but they did a pretty good job. All in all, they raised awareness, and most all the information that they did had already been put out, had already been researched by Memphis's own Jerry Potter.
Yeah, I've read the book.
Who wrote the book Sultana Tragedy?
Yeah.
So, and they just kind of went behind Jerry and did a bunch of stuff, but they did a good job of it.
I thought it was pretty cool. It was on the History Detectives on Channel 10.
Right.
On PBS. And I've read the book, I've studied it, and know all the history and everything like that. But I'm glad Frank tipped me off, and we'll have to find out about Frank's connection. He just told me. Now he's perked my interest about the Sultana. That may be some other show or something like that. That sounds interesting. I don't know about that. All right, thank you, Frank. Frank Barton in the studio, Blake Morgan taking care of us. Ron Wong has stepped out for a while. We're going to hook back up with Ron on the later segment. Let's take another break on Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Part of the Memphis Sports Network, carrying St. Louis Cardinals baseball and University of Tennessee Volunteers basketball and football. This is the legendary WMC Memphis. CBS Sports Radio for the Mid-South, CBS Sports 790 AM.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Powersports. Now, here's your host, Larry Rea.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea as we head into the stretch on today's show on this July 19th as we close in on August the 2nd and our 13th anniversary show. And I really, at this time, really appreciate some folks who have been a part of the Outdoors with Larry Rea family for a long time. And that, of course, is our three sponsors, our main three sponsors. And one of them sitting right here with me is Frank Barton from the Barton Powersports in West Memphis and Jonesboro. And, of course, Gaston's White River Resort and, of course, the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. But I do thank you, Frank, personally, for taking time to be in the studio once a month, but also and your friendship. But thanks for being a part of the 13 years. I think you've probably been with us for I
don't know how long. I know it's
over 5.
I know it's over 5.
Yeah, it's over 5 for sure. But I thank you, and I know
you're welcome.
And I know that
thank you.
Frank knows that we like to report on what's going on in areas in the Mid-South, particularly when it comes to fishing. And no one knows trout fishing in particular. No one knows the North Fork of the White River. Or the White River itself, and I've got to ask him right off the bat, John Berry, do you call it the North Fork of the White River, or do you call it the North Fork River?
All right. This is very easily understood.
Tell him.
What we call the North Fork is the tailwater of North Fork Dam.
Yes.
So it is the North Fork tailwater.
All right. Well, there you go.
So above the lake, it's the North Fork of the White. Below the lake, it's the North Fork tailwater.
All right, folks. That's there's a lot of those of you who've grown up and just said it's the North Fork River and things along that line. This guy he's not only been in the river, he's floated it and done things like that. And John Berry, former Memphian, he and his brother Dan, of course, the Berry Brothers Guide Service out of the great location of Cotter, Arkansas, right?
Cotter, Arkansas, trout capital, USA.
Population?
926.
Yahoo! There you go.
No stoplights in Cotter.
No stoplights unless someone breaks down in the middle of the road with their wagon.
That's right.
But I know John had been up there for. Tell us what's happening. I know we've had a lot of rain, and I know in talking to some of my folks up at Gassens, they were like the bull shows is handled the water pretty well this year.
Yeah, we haven't gotten as much rain. Now, in June, we got about 6.5 inches of rain.
Yeah.
But it came in small increments that were easily handled.
Not like we have.
Right. Y'all have had the deluge daily.
Yes.
But all the lakes are currently below Power Pool.
Wow, that's hard to believe. So
I know I've gone years where we didn't get below Power Pool till Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know it. It's
and we've pretty much been below it all year.
Well, then tell us what's going on fishing. What is what's it been like as far as generations? Let's talk about that. And I mean, far as river flow and things along that line.
Okay, we've had wadeable water every day on the North Fork.
Wow. Okay, that's great.
And we've had wadeable water about 3 days this past week on the White.
Is that normal?
That's good.
That's good, isn't it? Yeah.
That's good. Anytime you can get out on the White is good. We've had wadeable water, and then we've had periods of high flows, usually in the afternoon when power demand is high.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a little bit of everything. Right now, the hot thing going on is hopper time.
Hopper time. So tell our listeners that he's driving down on his way down I-55, and he just said, what did he just say? Hopper time?
Hopper time. That means that the grasshoppers, the trout are keying on to grasshoppers, which is, to me, the most exciting dry fly fishing of the year.
Okay.
You're throwing a big chunk out there. You're not fishing these tiny little flies like we're usually fishing. We're chunking cheeseburgers to the bank.
And we're talking to John Berry from the Berry Brothers Guide Service out of Cotter, Arkansas. He and his brother Dan, and he just threw in about hopper fishing, the grasshoppers, and really, let's talk a little bit about how do you know when that time arrives? Is it every year, or does it come like this?
It's every year. When you walk in your garden and you see grasshoppers all over the place, it's time.
It is time.
It is time.
And that's when, do you call people, or people call you and they know it?
Well, it's pretty much an every year occurrence. Late summer is hopper time.
It's hopper time.
And for the uninformed, July 4th is starting date.
Okay, July 4th is the starting date for hopper time.
Right, and we just start going to them because that's a big piece of food. They're terrestrials. They're sitting on the bank, and they just basically fall in the river or they get blown in by the wind, and a big fish will take hoppers. I've caught browns up to 24 inches long on a hopper.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. That's so big. Does this relate to big fish primarily then, or will you catch small?
Well, big bite will tempt a big fish.
Well, it's pretty amazing when you think about it, and in July particularly. And a lot of folks saying this is a great time, isn't it, John, to be on the river. Normally we don't have this polar vortex again in the summertime here where it's normally 95 and 100 degrees, but the river is always in, the low 50s, something like that?
About 57.
Yeah, which
so,
means...
I mean, generally this time of year we're wet wading, and now I'm starting the day with a fleece jacket.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you get down there on the river with that fog on it, it's cool.
It's cool. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about the guide service itself, how this all evolved, because I know maybe some of our listeners say, well, who is John Berry, and how did he get to be what he was? And I know that your story, and folks, you go to my website, lroutdoors.com, you won't find a more comprehensive fishing report than John Berry does. He needs to, if there was a fishing report contest, which he would probably win the prize, because I think he puts a little time in this. So tell our listeners how you got to what you're doing.
Okay. I was I took up fishing because my brother took up fly fishing, and we just got more and more involved. And I got involved with the local fly fishing club, the Mid-South Fly Fishers.
Yes.
And I was the president, and Dan was the conservation director. And it got to be where people would just come to Dan and I and say, we want you to take us fishing, teach us how to do it. And Dan came up with the idea, we're going out here teaching all these people fishing, we ought to charge them for it. So
that's a good idea. That sounds like Dan.
That's a good idea.
That sounds like Dan.
Over time, we just started a guide service and started doing it part-time. At the time, I was working out at Ducks Unlimited. I was an accountant out there. And I would go on my days off on the weekends. And one day I looked up, and my daughter called me from Knoxville and told me she was going to graduate. And so I went far out. And that was my signal to it was time to leave town and do a major lifestyle change and become a full-time fly fishing guide.
And that's what you've done.
For the last 14 years.
For the last 14 years. You've got a pretty good co-partner there with you, too, don't you?
Yeah, my wife, Lori, is, I hate to admit to it, but she's a better fly caster than I am.
I wanted you to say that. Okay.
And we do a lot of teaching. We teach fly fishing at Arkansas State University. We do a lot of private classes. So we think of ourselves as teaching guides.
And if folks wanted to get in touch with you, you can help them set up not only a trip, but I guess accommodations over there, things like that.
Oh, we can take care of everything for them.
So
we can even tell them where to go to eat.
I like that part. So tell them how to get in touch with you.
Berry Brothers Guides, www.berrybrothersguides.com. Or just Google up John Berry Fly Fishing, and you'll get a lot of hits.
You'll get it, or you can go to my website, lroutdoors.com. We've got John hooked up in there and his brother Dan. Thank you, John. Always good to talk to you. We'll try to hook up with you in August and see how.
Well, I want you to come up here and try some of this hopper fishing.
I need to hop over there, don't I? Right
you
there.
You need to hop.
Well, you got
hop on over to hopper fishing.
You've got to check with your brother because he said I'm the worst student he's ever had. Okay, so we'll try. I've got all the equipment. I look pretty sharp. I'm pretty dressed up, you know.
Well, it's more important to look good than be good.
That is that, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Tell Lori
Thank
hello
you.
And have a great day. Okay.
All right. Bye bye.
Thank you. All right, John Berry. You ever been to that portion of your great state, Frank?
I have, but it's been a while.
It's pretty amazing to go to where the tailwaters of the Norfolk run in to the river, to the White River, and see how many fly fishermen are standing out there. It's like a mecca, you know, because there's just something about it. Ever since the river runs through it with Robert Redford and then like that, and you don't have to be a fly. Just go over there. They got great facilities, and just watch all those people out there catching fish on a grasshopper. Now, they're not a real grasshopper, but
they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. And
I'm kind of like if you're looking for a good place to eat,
yeah,
you know, go where all the cars are parked. If you're going to look for a good place to fish, go where all the people are fishing.
That's right. Well, if you want
where the boats are, or where they're standing on the bank.
Or if you want to buy a new motorcycle or a new ATV, go look where all the cars are, right?
Just come see Frank.
Just come see Frank. That's for sure and everything. But that's John Berry and Dan Berry, and hopefully we'll get Dan to do one of the seminars out at the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing Extravaganza, which we mentioned will be August the 8th through the 10th at the Agri Center. Seminars, part of your ticket to the show. A great show put on by Expo South. They're going to have a duck calling contest. They're going to have some other giveaways and all that thing, but you can go to lroutdoors.com. I'm hooked up with that. And don't forget, today, July the 19th, and tomorrow, out at Everything Archery, the one and only Byron Ferguson. This is the guy that shot the arrow through a ring, has competed all over the world as an archer, and he is an amazing guy. He's going to be out there at Everything Archery, 5454 Pleasant View Road. They got a senior division, 55 and older. They got an adult division. You need to go out there today and check them out, and not only just to see Byron, and I'm sure he'll be doing some of his tricks and everything, whatever it might be, but that's the St. Jude 2014 Archery Tournament at Everything Archery, 5454 Pleasant View Road, 2 days, and you can check out all the information on stjudearchery.com. That's going to be a great thing. All right, let's take a break, Blake, and come back and wrap up this show. We're going to get Ron Wong back in. We're going to hook up down with ICast, what's going on down in Orlando on Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Rea, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Powersports.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790 as we wrap up today's show on this July the 19th. Frank Barton in studio with us as he is on the every third Saturday from the Barton Powersports in West Memphis and Jonesboro. Ron Wong was in studio early. Now Ron is on the line because he wants to talk to this next young man as we talk, kind of wrap up today's show with a final report from ICast down in Orlando, Florida, and all the things that have been going on down there. And that's our good friend Kevin Jarnagin from Blue Heron Communications. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning. Good early morning.
Good early morning, buddy.
Yes,
and I know Ron feels that same way too. Yeah. But I know
we should be on the water.
Yeah, well, he will as soon as we get through. I can tell you that for a fact. But I know, and Ron wants to listen to this. Kevin, give us your impressions of ICast and what it's like from your perspective as part of the PR congregation and everything, but also maybe some of the new products that you were able to be part of at Orlando.
Well, it was a busy show. The media attendees, they were real excited to kind of visit our booth around the pure fishing, and you guys know pure fishing kind of encompasses the Abu Garcia, the Sabile, and the Berkeleys. But
yeah.
My goodness, I mean, it was swamped, and the reception to the new products was really well received. And it's just a busy show. It's nonstop. You know, you wake up at about 8:00, which and then you go all day, and you're typically wrapping up about 10:00 with your meetings, and you know you're still talking about new product, and it's a lot of buzz built around these products.
And talk about some of your new products there, Kevin. The pivot frog.
The pivot frog, yeah.
The pivot frog. It's a what you would normally think about frog fishing is you think of those hollow-bellied, soft frogs, and this is much like those, except it has a single hook. Now, don't let that scare you guys. I know.
Really?
A single pivot hook. It's a 6/0 weighted hook. And so you get a lot of walking action out of that, and your hookups are going to increase with this. And the reason why is because that pivoting hook actually, so when that bass bites down and that body collapses, that single hook is exposed greater than it would with a two-hook system.
So, Ron, so what do you think about this, Ron? He's talking about something that I know you fished a frog a lot of times, and now they've come up with this gravity hook system. I'm assuming that Ron has fished the two-hook system before. So
yeah, and the thing is your hookup on even the two-hook frogs, you're lucky to get 60%.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, and that's what I hear a lot of guys saying is they say, I figured out the way to fish a frog, and that's when I start listening in because I'm like, oh, what tips do they got that's going to make it different? And they say, don't even look at it.
Yeah.
Because you're not
until you feel it.
Right. Yep. Until you feel the weight is when you need to. But, and your hookups are, with a two-hook system, it gets tough out there, and it gets frustrating for anglers.
And this is not a cheap lure we're throwing out there, too, now. Let's think about that for you conscious people, you want your wallet, everything. With the one hook, you're not going to get hung up as much, and you're going to be able to keep that lure a long time.
Exactly, and it's going to retail at $6.95.
Yeah, I don't want to throw away $6.95.
That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That is very reasonable for a premium lure.
What
colors are you going to have it in?
You're going to have all the kind of standard colors. There's a yellow. There's a tree frog.
The tree frog.
There's the classic brown. There's going to be a black, and so you've got a wide variety of colors to match your match your whatever frogs you're seeing around your lake.
And it weighs in at 1.5 ounces. So I know that's from our good friends at which one? Who's come out with that now? I'd like you to say that.
The Sebile.
I wanted you to mention the name. You probably get 20.
The Sebile pivot frog, and it's a neat deal. It really is. And once people kind of look at it, and they're kind of once they get it over the initial, it doesn't have to be traditional to be right.
No.
Right. Because a lot of people are like, whoa. One hook's good, two hooks much better. Not necessarily.
Well, I know Ron Wong can't wait for you to send me.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get my hands on some of those.
Yeah, he's.
I know. And they skip well. And then that's one of the things that guys come up to me. Well, how's it going to skip? Hey, you're going to be able to skip it pretty good.
Well, we're talking to Kevin Jarnagin from our good friends at Blue Heron Communications. A lot of you folks know them because they've been a part of Outdoors with Larry Rea, and most of our 13 years on the air with products and things along the line and guests and things. And not only from that, but he said Abu Garcia had a lot of the pure fishing. These guys know it. And on an average, Kevin, can you kind of give us an idea how many new products might have sprung out of your group this year?
On average, let's go. I mean, if you go through the brands, you're looking on average, they try to put out probably close to 6 to 10 good products a year. And these are products that are well thought out in advance. And we already know what's coming down the pipeline in 2, 3, and 4 years.
Wow.
And so, the anticipation's there for next year already. This show has ended, and already all our guys are going, all right, we can't wait till next year. People are going to get excited about this. And I'm like, wait, I got to wrap my mind about what just happened.
Well, I know the pivot frog doesn't come out till September, so we're getting an early preview of that. But I'm sure, Kevin, you keep us posted and let us know so Ron Wong can field test these things and without having a heart attack or anything.
I agree. And Ron, I promise you, I'll do everything I can to slap a few for you before they come out. We'll
appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Thank y'all. We got to get on out of here. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Ron. And we'll talk to you, Kevin. Keep us posted, okay, buddy?
Will do, man. Sounds great.
Thank you. See you, Ron.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, Ron Wong.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, let me quickly tell you about next week's show before we get out of here, and some closing words from Frank Barton here. Bill Cooksey, Ron will be back in. Ron, he's here. But we're also going to talk to Daniel Lee Martin and Julie McQueen of the Brotherhood Outdoors TV show. It's on the Sportsman's Channel. And that show, it's a pretty cool show if you had a chance to watch it, the Brotherhood Outdoors TV on the Sportsman Channel, and that's Daniel Lee Martin and Julie McQueen. And, of course, we're going to talk to Lawrence Taylor of Pradco, our good friend Lawrence Taylor from Pradco out of Arkansas, because I know Pradco was really rolling down at Orlando with a whole bunch of new products. And, of course, we'll throw in a couple of surprise guests for everything. So, Frank, thank you again for being with us. And store hours today are again?
Today we're there from 8 to 5.
8 to 5 today.
Hoof it back over there and be ready.
Back over there.
Be ready when everybody comes.
Yeah, you're not out here in your Polaris slingshot.
Don't have the slingshot yet.
Folks, I'm telling you, Google's Polaris slingshot. You get to see the picture of this thing. I can just picture Frank and Lynn in that as they're heading down to the Tunica Riverport for a day on the river. And are you piloting now? Are you?
Yeah, I've been doing the last few weekends.
You have? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, it's pretty cool. I recommend that. Go to tunicaqueen.com.
Right, tunicaqueen.com.
And you can see it, and you also can go to lroutdoors.com and pick it up and everything like that. Blake Morgan, thank you for being with us in the studio this morning. And before I close, I want to let you folks out there that we pass along our prayers and our condolence to the family of the late Ken Netherland, longtime football coach at Hillcrest, Westwood, Germantown, Lausanne, St. George, a dear friend of mine. He and his wife, I've known them all for a long time. An amazing coach, the winningest coach in the state of Tennessee in football history, and we lost a great one right there. But He'll be missed, but he won't be forgotten. The funeral was this past week, and so we keep Sharon and the kids, Ken Jr. and Kelly, in our thoughts and prayers. He left a legacy. Ken Leatherman did, that's for sure. And again, this is Larry Ray reminding you that it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And God bless the USA.
You can find